Hey everyone, welcome to a new segment that we are now calling Paintball Showcase. And the point of this segment is essentially to showcase certain paintball items and products that are made by independent manufacturers or individuals or just like players. Basically stuff that's kind of not made by the bigger companies, things that maybe are 3D printed, things that are maybe custom jobs, you know what I'm saying? Essentially just like really cool, custom, unique stuff out there that's not like a regular, normal product that you can just like buy. Now, some of these you can buy, but some of them not so much, and we're gonna get into that. But what I wanna show you today, which is really, really cool, is the G3D Drummag. And this is specifically the G3D Mark IV Drummag, but they do have a couple different versions of them and a couple different styles. And this, if you can't tell, it is 100% 3D printed. It is a fully 3D printed Drummag, and already that's super impressive, right? Like, this is, for 3D printing, this is like big, and I will tell you, feels very sturdy. Like, if you guys are familiar with 3D printed stuff, sometimes it can feel pretty delicate, pretty fragile. This is not the case. Like, this this feels like a sturdy, legit product. Now it is compatible with like every mag-fed marker under the sun. You basically have to get a separate tower for it. The tower is interchangeable and you can basically put it in like every mag-fed marker ever. And to switch out the tower, if you did want to use it in multiple different markers, is super, super easy. There's a little tab right here, pull back on that. There, tower came out. You would take your different one for whatever marker you want to use. There you go. It's that easy. That's super cool. In terms of capacity and how it works and all that stuff, this one is about 120 rounds, give or take, depending on the size of your paintballs. They do have a smaller version that I think is roughly around half of that. And to load it, there's basically a little switch. You can pull down on that, open it up, and you just pour the paintballs in there. So it's not like you have to like load the rounds in one at a time. You just dump them in there, just make sure there's a little bit of room for them to move around. Once you got it all full up, you're gonna close that, put the little snap back in place, and then you just wind it with this thing here. So real big, easy to grab winder, and you just kind of go like this. The way you want to do this is you want to wind it until you start to feel that there's like resistance happening. Once it starts to feel harder, then you probably want to stop, because if you keep going, you can actually like squish the rounds inside there. That's bad, obviously. And I will preface this by saying you can't shoot the whole magazine on one wind. You will have to wind it about halfway through in order to like get it to feed the whole thing. What I found while I was messing around with it is like, I feel like basically every time you kind of hit cover and have a couple seconds, if you just give it a couple winds, it's probably gonna always have good tension. It's always gonna feed real nice. And if any of you play airsoft, it kind of reminds me of like a high capacity airsoft mag. If you're familiar with those, it's essentially like a magazine that has a reservoir that's just full of BBs, and then every 30 to 50 shots or so, you would just like wind the bottom of the magazine in order to like prime up another like 30 to 50. Similar idea, only this one, essentially you would have to wind it once, like somewhere around halfway through the mag. But it is spring powered. It doesn't take any kind of batteries, anything like that. So that's really, really cool. And one of the benefits of spring powered is like, as long as it's wound, it's gonna feed at whatever speed you're shooting at. So like if you're using it in full auto, this is gonna feed in full auto, even if your full auto is very, very fast, as long as it's wound. Obviously, if it's like you're getting to the end of the spring tension, you might have issues, but as long as you're making sure that you're keeping it wound up, it'll feed at whatever speed you shoot it at. So that's really, really cool. I think this is actually like a really, really impressive thing. Like, it's, for 3D printed, like, this is legit. This is made by like literally like one guy and I think his wife. So it's like one or two people make these. You can buy them off of their website. We'll put a link in the description below. And yeah, you can get it for any marker you want. So rather than just keep talking about it, obviously we have to shoot this thing. So we're gonna load it up, we're gonna take it to the field, and we're just gonna rip some rounds through it. So let's go do that. All right, let's try some semi-auto first. And the true test of any drum mag, full auto. Okay, well, that is all she wrote on that drum mag. There's a few rounds still left in there, but that's just kind of how it works. But yeah, pretty awesome, right? Like, what do you guys think? I honestly, for something that's 3D printed, like, wow, like this thing is pretty damn impressive. Does anyone out here have one of these? Like, I know they are floating around there. If you've got one of these, like, let us know. How do you like it? Like, let us know your experience with it, because so far, pretty damn impressive. And suggestions, you know, we need more stuff for this segment. Like, we want to see more like cool custom stuff, cool like one-offs, more stuff that you can 3D print, anything like that. So like, let us know in the comments what you guys think we should cover, and you know, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and thanks for watching.